Hello everyone, JulioToyReviews here, and this is a review of the Uchuu Sentai Kyuranger Deluxe Hikari Kyutama. So the Hikari Kyutama is used as a power-up for Shishi Red, allowing him to become Taiyo Shishi Red or Shishi Red Moon. And the Hikari Kyutama is obviously based off of the sun and the moon, which is why it has two different modes. So the Hikari Kyutama over here just includes the Hikari Kyutama itself, nothing else. But it actually has some sounds on its own, which we will be going over. So let's get on with this review. So over here is the Hikari Kyutama. Now as I mentioned earlier, this has two modes, the sun and the moon, which makes sense for the name because Hikari means light, and the sun obviously radiates light, and the moon as well. So over here you can see the Hikari Kyutama, and let's take a look at the physical aspects of it before we get into the sounds. So you can see over here half of a sun, you can see the flares, you can see a crescent moon over here, you can see that the moon part is in gold, the sun part is in red, you can see sun and moon, they're written down here, but you can't really see them that well considering they're glossy. And on the back, this is just clear black plastic, which is a good thing because of the fact that whenever I review Kyutamas, it's really a pain in the butt because of the fact that the lighting and whatnot, and you have like a back image over here, but because of the fact this has solid black in the back, I won't have to turn off the lamps to the side of me in order to show you guys the lights when I do the sounds. And speaking of sounds, we're getting to that right now actually. So pull off the tab, and you press over here for the sounds for sun, considering the fact that sun is facing downwards. This is kind of like the Gashat Gear Duel, where the part that's facing downward is the mode that you're transforming into. So it says Hikari Kyutama and it shows the sun part, Taiyo mode, which means sun mode, and then the attack, the Terush Taiyo, if I'm correct, that's how you pronounce it. But the interesting part is the fact that it says all of the ranger names when you press on here, from Shishi Red all the way to Koguma Sky Blue. And obviously there is going to be no whole soldier because as of the time of this recording, he has not appeared in the show yet. And if you press here again, it'll just go back to the sounds it made earlier. So now we'll flip it to the moon side, which is the golden side over here. And you can now press this button. It'll say Hikari Kyutama again. And now moon mode. And it'll say the names of the Kyurangers again, except in a calmer voice. But before that, there's also the attack. Now the ranger names. My god, this sounds like someone who can narrate go to sleep. and it'll go back to the first sound. But I really like the contrast that they did over there, that the sounds for Taiyo mode are a lot more excited and energized, while the sounds for Moon mode are a lot more calmer and sexier. But anyways, that's all for these sounds that the Hikari Kyutama does on its own. So now let's put it into the Seiza Blaster and transform into Shishi Red Taiyo and Shishi Red Moon. So over here you can see that I have my Seiza Blaster ready, and I'm sorry for the awkward angle, but this is the only way I could show you the lights and sounds at the same time. So you're gonna grab your Hikari Kyutama over here and insert into the Seiza Blaster, and we're gonna start with Sun mode. So it'll make the sounds in the Seiza Blaster and in the Hikari Kyutama. And you can see that the Henshin jingle will play in both the Kyutama and the Seiza Blaster. And you can see that the jingles will play both at the same time, the Taiyo jingle and the transformation jingle, which isn't actually that good because of the fact that this obviously is not as loud as the Seiza Blaster, and the Seiza Blaster's loudness kind of drowns out the Kyutama. But anyways, if you press on the button up here, you get a regular attack, and even if you do it again. And now if you hold down, you'll get the final attack. And you don't have to press the trigger or anything, it automatically does it. But you can't do Seiza Go or Seiza Docking with this thing because of the fact that there is no Zord for the Sun and Moon. Hold up. Whoop. It's kind of difficult to take it out as well because of the massive size of it. But now let's shift over onto the Moon mode. So while the Sun mode was all excited and whatnot, the jingle for the Moon mode is more Egyptian, and you can see that the voice is a lot more calmer and sexier. But anyways, it's the same deal as in the Sun part. You get the attack and then you get the finisher. And that is all for these sounds that the Hikari Kyutama makes in the Seiza Blaster, and that's all for the Hikari Kyutama in general. So overall, the Hikari Kyutama is pretty nice, and I would recommend it if you're a fan of Kyuranger. If you're a fan of the Sun and Moon modes, then this is a definite must-have for you. But if you're not really that much of a fan, I can still recommend it. The sounds in here are really nice, and it's not just the transformation sounds, it's also sounds that the Hikari Kyutama has on its own, and plus the names of all the rangers. So if you're just looking for something cheap that makes sounds, I would recommend picking up the Hikari Kyutama. For those of you who are expecting something more, then yeah, you might want to wait until later, but the Hikari Kyutama is pretty okay on its own, and again, I would recommend it if you're a fan of Kyuranger. So that's all I had to say for the Hikari Kyutama. So what did you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, I'm JulioToyReviews, and I'm signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.